Welcome to the Just Being Frank Show, the realest sports talk show on YouTube, giving fans a real-life perspective on sports and entertainment.
You knew better, you do better. Who do it better?
Hey, everybody. How we doing? Wonderful break. Anybody do anything exciting on the break?
I went to New York.
What'd you do?
Hung out with my friends and just had a good time for a couple days.
And so you kicked it? Meaning party, you know.
Yeah, casually.
Okay.
I don't go too hard. I'm a responsible citizen.
There you go. You tell it on yourself. When you gotta say that, you say it. You say. Anybody else? What you do, man?
I went to Netherlands for a day.
Netherlands.
Netherlands. It's like 30
Oh.
minutes into the mountains.
Okay. I'm thinking the Netherlands. That's what I thought you said, Netherlands. Is it cool?
Yeah, it's cool. A little smaller than Estes.
All right. Anybody else? Ain't nobody do nothing exciting? I had to do a documentary, so I had to film for 2 days straight. It was.
I had to do a documentary. I had to film for 2 days straight. My mama told me always be aware of them oil slick salesmen. Here you go right here, right in front of your face. You come into a room full of people that you know about to have to ask you some tough questions because you've been having a terrible season. You haven't been living up to expectations, coaching up to expectations. Your kids haven't been playing up to expectations. It's just been all bad, right? And really, since you've gotten there, you had a smooth season last year. I guess you can call it somewhat respectable because you had a winning record. But when you look at the people you beat, it's not too impressive. So you really don't have no impressive victories on your resume. And this year is looking almost worse than your first year. And you're supposed to be progressing. You're supposed to be elevating the program. But it looked like you're going backwards. You most likely might end the season with lesser wins than you did in your first year. So by year 3, they're supposed to be looking better. But you come in and want to ask, hey, everybody, how you doing? How was your weekend? And tell me about what you did exciting. Like this is a kumbaya type moment. And that's you trying to, caress the reporters and the journalists in there so they won't give you tough questions in a sense, but they never do. It's always softball with you because you didn't oil them up.
Transpired is kind of tough because I tell you, when I talk, I see. So when I'm talking, I'm seeing what transpired, and that's tough to kind of go back in those days and those times. But anyway, wonderful week this week. Can't wait to get on the field on Saturday. Seems like we've been away from it for a while. Coach Dillingham, love him to life, man. One of my.
And hold on, wait. Did he say he was doing a documentary? I think I missed that. Did he say he was filming a documentary? Is that what he said? Yeah.
When you got to dig up all them old emotions and old things that transpired, it's kind of tough because I tell you, when you got to dig up.
Hold on.
It's like 30 minutes into the mountains.
Okay, I'm thinking the Netherlands. That's what I thought you said, Netherlands. Is it cool?
Yeah, it's cool. A little smaller than Estes.
All right. Anybody else?
Anybody else?
Ain't nobody do nothing exciting?
He came here to talk football,
I had to
sir.
do a documentary, so I had to film for 2 days straight. It was, when you got to dig up all them old emotions and old things that transpired, it's kind of tough because I tell you, when I talk, I see. So when I'm
last bye week, he went on a fishing trip out in Texas for a few days. And how did that turn out? How did that work out for you, Deion? So you ain't learned nothing, huh? You should have been locked in the facility at Colorado and took no days off, but you filming a documentary. See, it's all about him. Because to me, it's no way I'm filming documentaries for 2 days straight when you at the ass end of recruiting high school recruits, they starting to choose up where they want to go. Football season been over. Everybody now is starting to really narrow down to what college they want to pick. So you're supposed to be like doing road trips. You should be doing visits, house visits, but you filming a documentary. How much do this man really care about coaching for real, especially when his sons aren't involved, in Shador in particular?
Talking, I'm seeing what transpired, and that's tough to kind of go back in those days and those times. But anyway, wonderful week this week.
Right.
Can't wait to get on the field on Saturday. Seems like we've been away from it for a while. Coach Dillingham, love him to life, man. One of my classmates. We came in at the same time. What he's done for that program is unbelievable. Well deserved.
I take Coach Dillingham as the coach of whoever they about to play. Excuse me. I take that he does this. He glazes every coach every week. He just says the same thing. This is a slick oil salesman for you right here. I love them in a life. I respect the heck out of what they doing, and yeah, like it's the same old thing with him.
I think he was the Big 12 Coach of the Year, right? Yes. Well deserved. Should have ran away with it. Should have even been close last year for what he did with the program and what he's doing with that program. I applaud him tremendously. His character, the consistency, what he's asking for his young men, and they got a quarterback down, and he's still fighting through the storms. And we were close to being on the same sideline at one point. We had a tremendous amount of conversations alluding to that, but he is one of my favorites. So I'm proud. I'm happy for the opportunity to play against his team this week, and it's going to be fun because I got love for the coach and everything he exudes for that program. Anytime we're recruiting a kid and they're in the runnings for you, first of all, I never talk negative about a program, but I always speak highly about his program to other kids that may not choose us per se. Students of the week, Reggie Hughes. Tough defense. Tough defense. Guys get after it. Secondary is pretty darn good. Front four is very stout. Offensively, they want to run the heck out of the football. They haven't had a lot of success with this gentleman throwing the ball. We recall him from a couple years ago when we played against Nebraska, correct? Same quarterback, same guy, same DNA. But what they're doing with him has been phenomenal over the last couple games. Students of the week, Reggie Hughes, Tunica, Mississippi. Noah King, Hamilton, Ohio. Students of the week, this week, Tavian Coleman from Humble, Texas. I like that word, Humble, Texas. Joseph Williams from Arlington, which is one of the guys I got to keep my hand around his throat, but I love him. Miscellaneous, Peggy, 101st birthday is Wednesday. Is that unbelievable? We got to give her some love, respect, appreciation. We come from different generations, but the love that I have for her is undarn.
I ain't gonna blow his nose. My goodness. And shout out to Peggy being 101. That's special. That's special. She triple digits. That's wild.
She's consistent with who she is. Her memory is sharp as a tack. Just always pleasant, always with a smile, always has something profound and peaceful to say to me. And I need her right now. No, I'm just joking. She just she brightens up your day. 101 years old Wednesday. So let's make sure we tweet, post, or do something. Happy birthday for her coming tomorrow. Juju was phenomenal last game. Second most yards for a true freshman starting in CU history. Amarion has been Amarion. Mata, despite his miss, CU record 105 straight PATs. Preston Hodge leads the Big 12 in pass defenses. Leads the Big 12 in pass defense and ranks fourth in FBS with 1.3 per game. Quentin Gibson ranks fourth in NCAA versus the Big 12 in combined.
He's just reading off. He don't even know these kids' names for real. If you really pay attention to how he reading their names, like when he read, he's not like familiar with the name when he see it. Like he really pronouncing, and you can hear him trying to pronounce people's names or how it's spelled. Like he don't know their name already, just off the top.
On kick return yards with 571. That only means We getting our butts kicked and they score, and that's all what that means. Other sports, soccer. I love my soccer guys to life, man. I'm so proud of them. Wow. In the NCAA tournament, it heads to Michigan State to play Xavier on Thursday in the second round. CU beat Utah Valley on Friday to set a new program record for wins, 16-3-3. They are balling.
Like, what does any of this have to do with football? That's another thing that gets me. Like, this is all slick snake oil salesman.
Volleyball, love them to life as well. It's now 21-6 and 11-4 in the Big 12 with 3 matches left in the regular season. They head to West Virginia Wednesday. As well, cross country, the men's and women's teams both finished 4th at the Mountain Regional Championships and both qualified for the NCAA Championships, which will take place Saturday in Missouri. Men's basketball is flat out balling. Women's basketball, I love my girl to life. She is a coach. She coaches her butt off as well. 2-1, only lost to that number 22 Louisville. They almost won that. So the other sports are doing wonderful here, and they're great. Let's jump right to Rick. I love Rick to life.
I love Rick to
life. I don't feel like I'm losing him because I feel like he's still going to be a part of the program. He didn't leave because of what's transpiring this year. It was already a plan in place that Rick was going to step away from his original post, but he's going to still help the program. I love him. I mean, I wouldn't be here without him, and we've talked extensively for a while about this decision that he's making, but I'm pretty sure we're going to be in good hands. They've already started the search, and they already started some wonderful things, so I'm pretty sure with what I know from the persons I'm in contact with here, they're going to make a great selection, so I don't doubt that.
Don't he look like a Disney character or something? Like, look at these ears. He look like something out of Disney World. A little monkey with it. He's legit right here, like a little monkey with a little white hoodie on. I ain't even hold you. Look at this. That's the monkey sounds. I don't even know, but boy, you can go chimpanzee.
Any means. Let's go.
Let's go. Finally.
Doing well, Nikki Edwards, Yahoo Sports. At this point in the season, how do you balance preparing for game day as well as preparing for the future?
Game day is the future. I mean, you win. It helps the future. You work hard. You go at it hard. It's no different. I mean, the thing about it, the preparation shouldn't be different if you were winning, if you're getting your butts kicked. It shouldn't be. The record, to me, is not indicative of who these young men are, who these coaches are in between this wall, who this program is. The ball just been bouncing our way, and we got to do something about it, and we're going to do something about it as soon as the season is over. So,
what? The ball didn't bounce in your way. You got blown out 53-3 or 7, and then 52-17 the next game. That ain't the ball not bouncing your way. That's not a couple calls went the wrong, could have went a different way. We could have been on the winning side. Now, if you're talking about the Georgia Tech or way back in the beginning of the season when teams is trying to figure out the system and the teammates and everything else, okay, you held in there against teams that, again, BYU had a freshman quarterback. So he trying to learn the offense. He trying to learn his teammates. He trying to learn the whole college football in general. And then who else? Georgia Tech. They system and they are. I think Georgia Tech been losing lately, if I'm not mistaken. But neither here nor there. You've been getting your ass whooped, man. You 3-7. And when she said, "How do you plan for now and the future?" Meaning like the future of you recruiting, because again, I said earlier in the video, now is where you got to start really locking in and going full throttle on recruiting, locking up your high school recruits. So she's saying, how do you prepare to do that? You stay on the move doing that instead of doing documentaries. So you're doing documentaries, so you don't understand what she was saying. Because usually right now you should be on the move, recruiting, visiting, plus preparing for your matchup against Arizona State. That's what she's saying. How are you preparing for the matchup against Arizona State, as well as trying to lock in these last recruits that's left out there that's not signed yet? How do you plan on doing that?
It is what it is. That's the way it is right now. It is what it is. But we're going to make the best of it. We're not going to hang our heads and have no pity party. We're going to go about it like we're playing for a darn championship.
Hey, Coach. Pat Graham, Assistant
How you doing,
Press.
sir?
I'm doing well. Two-part question first. First of all, any plans to go to Vegas to see a certain Browns quarterback on Sunday?
Don't know. Haven't made that decision as of yet. I'm so focused on what we have at hand. I'm not thinking about that, although I just got off the phone with him a minute ago. But I'm really focused on what we have at hand.
Okay, and my real question is, given everything that's transpired with you this year, you're
He focused on what he got at hand, but he's doing a documentary in the bye week.
overcoming cancer and the losses.
Right.
What has kind of reaffirmed your desire to keep doing this?
This is what I do. This is who I am. If a loss can influence me to shut it down, so what does a win influence me to do?
We don't
I got
know.
to rock steady. I got to be the same guy. And I think I have been. I think I come and present to you guys win or loss. I'm a little more up apparently because of a W, but I don't dismiss you guys and not talk to you guys and not shoot you guys the truth in any situation. So it is what it is, man. You just got to rock steady.
That's a lie.
I don't teach these young men to be influenced by good day, bad day. You got to make the day your day. Cool.
Hey, Coach. Brian Howell, the Daily Camera. I have two questions for you. One,
That didn't make sense.
just follow up from Rick. You guys have had a great relationship, obviously. How valuable is it for the football coach to be in line and in step with administration, whether it's the chancellor, the AD?
I think it's proper. I've never had it any other way. When I was at Jackson State, Ashley Robinson was my guy. He's still my guy. I just spoke to him yesterday. I love him to life. Rick is always going to be my guy. So that's apparent because you're like hand in hand. But he had to do what was best for him, man, and his family. And I'm happy for him, man, his beautiful grandchildren. So I'm happy for them. I really am.
I mean, like going forward, is that a valuable thing for you to have for that next AD as well?
What, a relationship?
Yeah,
Yeah,
strong
I would like that. You would love that. You don't want anybody to come in here that you're at odds with. And I'm not at odds with anybody. Like, I'm not built like that to just be messy and nasty and hateful. Why? I mean, I'm blessed. I'm so blessed. Too blessed to be stressed. I don't function like that in ignorance and animosity. I don't move like that.
And I do want to ask you one question about this team. This is the first week that bowl game carrot is not there for this team
Right.
anymore. Have you seen, as you've come back from the break, that there's still that motivation and that want
Yeah,
to?
I asked a question in the meeting room this morning. I said, out of all the groups that we have, meaning cornerbacks, linebackers, receivers, so forth, who's going to take it up a notch today? And 3 groups popped up. So I put it on. I think the linebackers and the receivers stood up first, so they say it's on them. They went out there and worked their butts off today. They had great days. So I ask the team that every day, and each group stands up. They're accountable for what transpires on that practice field. And those guys popped up quick with the quickness, and they had a good day.
Coach Jack Carlo, good
Jack,
to see you again.
my man.
How's it going?
Excellent.
Kind of similar to Brian's question, just outside of obviously wanting to get another win or two, just
Right.
what does finishing strong look like to you?
Winning, quarterback developing, offensive line doing their jobs, defense staying stout, not giving up none deep, none cheap, getting to the ball, being physical, because not only are you want to win, but you're evaluating. You're evaluating young men as well as the staff. Like, where do you go? So you're doing a lot of evaluations when it's coming down the home stretch, and you want to see that passion. Anybody could be happy and enthusiastic and got that fight in them and that dog in them when it's all up. But when it goes left, that's when you take an eye and look at the room and see how you guys move and see how you think and see how you get down. And is there consistency, or were you waiting to attack the whole time? So it's like that with the young men. I look for a plethora of things in these guys.
Hi, Coach Adam was Tiger 24/7
What's going on, Adam?
Sports. Not much with Juju. What have you seen out of him since that start? Has that kind of been a springboard for him?
Growth, yeah, because now you've gotten out there, you're seeing how it is. You got to lay of the land. Some of the mistakes you made, we don't expect you to make those again, because now you understand what we want. You got game action, you got live action, you understand where the blitz is coming from, what they're going to do to you. We got packages for that. We got things implemented in those calls. When you feel hot, you feel heat, let's get out of it.
He just talking. He just babbling. He knows where the blitz. Everybody don't blitz the same, sir. So he doesn't know where the next team blitz is going to be coming from, like that. It's just. You just sound ridiculous. I can't even go over everything. He just, you got to do this. And because you should have did that in week 2 then. So think about if he got growth now and he's learned this and he's learned that, when this blitz is coming and that's happening and all of this shit in one start. Well, imagine what he'd be looking like if you started him after week 2. And imagine maybe if he got better and better and better, just like most freshmen do and most players in general do. As games and weeks and practices go on, they get better and better and better. So for you to growth, I would say you stunted his growth, wouldn't you say? The fact that you kept him benched for so long and he wasn't able to grow and be much more in his development stage than where he is now. He'd be much more alone than where he's at. So that's on you, bro. And for you to act like, even Caden Salters, for you to mess his senior year up the way you did, because that dude, he got good footage at Liberty. He got real good footage at Liberty. And for you not to do nothing that they was running that he's been successful in for 3 seasons is criminal. And you really messed his draft stock up. And hopefully scouts and they see that it was you, not really him, and they give him an opportunity. Because the dude can throw the football. He just, I don't know. I think if he got the right coach, I think you was kryptonite to Caden Salter's game, for real.
Let's go to something else. And you know what we got to do on first downs and how valuable that is. Young quarterbacks come in, sometimes they think it's 7-on-7 because 7-on-7 is taking over the country right now with high school football and whatever. So they got to understand, no, this is football. You got to get a little bit at a time and move the chains and not just chunks. So you can't think like that. And he's doing a great job of maturing and understanding how to study film.
Hey, Coach, Jake Schwarm.
You're supposed to teach him how to study film. I mean, you're supposed to go film with him. Somebody, quarterback coach, offensive coordinator coach, head coach maybe. What do you mean? He's getting better at learning how to study film. Is he learning it by himself? What?
What's up, Jake?
Not much. How are you doing?
Good.
I wanted to ask you about Yo-Yo. I mean, we talked to him last week, and he made the Big 12 Team of the Week and all that stuff. Just how rewarding is that to see a guy like that really develop in such a short amount of time?
It's great because I bet on Yo-Yo. What I mean by bet, I don't actually put money like that. I'm not a betting man. I'm too cheap to bet. But when I say I believe this kid is going to ball out, watch this. That's what I mean by betting on somebody. And Yo-Yo has proved me right. He's proved me right because it's easy to ride with somebody who has a work ethic. A guy don't have a work ethic, I'm not putting my name by him. I'm not riding with him. I'm not betting on him. Yo-Yo has the work ethic and he wants to be great. Not good. He wants to be great. And he's flat out hilarious. He don't have bad days around here. He's like that Ben attitude. They don't have bad days. They make everything they face. happy. They're those guys that infuse happiness and joy in their teammates.
This is my first time I've heard him speak about anybody like this on the team, as far as like saying he stamps them, approval of them. I usually been hearing from him all season, like, oh, we don't have no leaders, and that's the word that we like. He been acting like he ain't got nobody like what he's saying now. So this guy did he just get to the team the other day or something? I don't know.
Yo.
Scott, go ahead. Hey, Coach. How you doing,
boss?
Not too much. Scott Proctor at DMVR. You mentioned, one of the things you're looking for these next couple weeks is quarterback development, and you touched a little bit on Juju. Now that he kind of has the first start out of the way, what's kind of the next step, maybe the next obstacle that he's going to have to overcome?
And this dude fingers bend too. For him to just keep him, it really bugs me how he just keeps his fingers like this. I know they bend.
Understanding what he sees and ride with it and taking what they give him and let that be it. But we got to be much better on first downs. I've had initiatives since day one. We got to be better. First downs, we're trying to get 4 or 5 yards from first downs. When you don't, now you're behind the chains and it's tough. Now you got to try to get 5 to 6 on the next down to make a palatable third down. But this kid is starting to understand the game a lot more mentally, psychologically. Physical tools it is what it is. He has it. But really understanding the game and how it's played from the defensive coordinators to our coordinators to the personnel that he has around him.
Just one follow-up. From your perspective, what's the key to staying on schedule on first down and making sure you put yourself in advantageous, second and short or second and medium?
Being creative and understand what we have. Do you understand what we have on offense? Like, it's hard to deal with 4. 9 can fly. 8 can do his thing. We got a tight end that this kid can really play. I mean, I'm talking about he can really play.
Zach.
Yeah, and we just have not.
I told you he don't know their names. Now I know he said 4. I'm sure he knows Amari Miller. He's been there for this is 3rd year with Deion, so I'm sure he should know Amari Miller. And so he just said 4. He just said 4 because some coaches just called, 4 was balling. I understood that terminology. Then when he went to 9 can fly, that was him rhyming. That's just him spit. 9 can fly. I'm sure he knows that's Brown. But then when he got to 8, he kind of thinking, who the fuck is 8? What's his name again? 8, and then we got a tight end. Now, he don't know the tight end's name. He don't know. He knows his name, but he's not like that. That's why he said we got a tight end. This kid can ball. What's his number? He don't even know this kid's number, probably, for real. He just probably noticed him the other day in practice. But, okay, one of the reporters said Atkins. He's like, yeah, that kid. He don't know these kids' names. It's a damn shame.
Gotten him in the situations that we should have, but this kid can flat out play. I think this kid has pro ability. The line has been suitable and valuable. They've had ups and downs a little bit.
And why wouldn't you say his name too? That would give him some name or number. You just tied in this kid. You put him out there.
Season here and there, but for the most part, these guys have been blocking their butts off, and we got running backs that can run. So with all that I just said, we should move the ball, and we should have.
Well, Will, what's the problem? That's what I'm saying. You got talent. You got, like I said, 9 can fly. Amari Miller is damn near like he's going to be top NFL. I think he's going to be in the first round when he go out. I don't think he should be leaving this year, but he might. But he might just transfer somewhere where he can actually really ball out, because he got first-round talent. Sincere Brown, number 9, yeah, he can fly, and he's 6'4", 6'5". Then you got Miller, the Miller kid, and then you got Seaton, who's going to be a first-round draft pick, probably top 5, top 10 when he go out. And so you got talent all around the offense, crazy. And then you went and picked up talent more talent on the line to go with Seaton and some talent on the defensive side who came from places like Alabama and who was 4- and 5-star recruits. So, yeah, for you to have all of that talent and y'all only won 3 games in the Big 12, not the SEC. Vanderbilt is playing better than you in the SEC than what you playing in the Big 12. And you got talent. That says a lot. That says a lot.
Have some consistency in that.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Hey, Coach, Tyler King with the Denver Gazette. You mentioned kind of all the evaluating you're due at this point of the season. How valuable was the week off to do some of that, whether it's from coaching staff to roster management, all that kind of stuff?
Weeks off are great when you got a ton of injuries like we do, and you hope to get guys back. And some of those guys should make it back this week. Some of those guys may not. We have an injury bug for sure. But we're hoping the guys that really love it, really want it, are going to go out there and give it a shot and do what they're capable of doing. But sometimes you don't want a bye week, man. Sometimes you just want to ride. You want to just roll with it. You want to go. You want to go. But I think it's great for our quarterback to get some time away. He didn't even go home. He stayed here and just hammered. I think he had an hour worth of film time before we left. We come back, he has 9 hours. And that's what you.
And to see how he stayed in locked in, but where did you go? Did you stay in lock in, Coach? Coach, it was great how the quarterback stayed in locked in. Did you stay and get locked in? And he asked you how you evaluate the players during this bye week. He didn't ask, like, you not even really answering the question.
You want to see?
Hey, Coach. Hope you're doing well. I saw you were test riding this weekend. Did you find anything you were looking for?
Yeah.
Good.
And again, like he said, he did 9 hours of film study. Who did it with him? Did you do 9 hours of film study with him? Who did it with him? The new offensive coordinator that you haven't announced? Who did it with him? The old offensive coordinator? Who did film study with him? What did you give? Like, this is crazy.
I did, but it was a little rough.
Is that right?
Yeah, I forgot that my groin had surgery, and the horse was playing pool.
I got you.
The horse I was on was playing pool. I'm just telling you.
I got you. I appreciate it.
Read between the lines.
I saw that you did a sit down with Mr. Champ Bailey, and I was watching that. And you told Champ that you missed at a few spots this year, which, look, nobody bats 1,000.
You know the thing about I'm sorry for stopping you, but I got to interject right there. I'm brutally honest with y'all, man. I tell y'all the truth. You can't get upset or attacked when I tell you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. That's what happens. That's what happens with everybody. Like, think about all these other teams that were supposed to do this. When they don't do this, you can't just. God's giving me something. I'm just trying to compute it and give it to you. I hadn't forgotten how to coach in a year. Like I hadn't forgot how to coach in a year. A lot of these wonderful coaches out there that is not winning this season, they hadn't forgotten how to coach in a year.
It's, man, see, again, he think because that 9-4 record, which is, again, it's bull, it's bogus. You played a weak conference, and mostly all the games you won was against boo-boo teams. And that, really, all of the games, all 9 of them, it wasn't against anybody that was worthy of somebody like, oh, that's a good, significant, that's a tough win. You have no good wins under your belt. So to be like, I haven't forgotten how to, like, as if you went to the playoffs, if you coached an undefeated season or some of that stature, like if you did something, you didn't do anything. You won 9 games and you went to a bowl game and got washed by BYU. In the first year, you went 4-8. Now you're 3-7. So you have more losing than anything. So for you to just go to this 1 9-win season when you have 2 losing seasons and act like you know how to coach. Boy.
We did some things we should have done. That's on us. That's on us.
And I appreciate that honesty for sure.
Yeah.
And I guess the reason why I bring that up is because I'm curious. I mean, putting myself in that position, if I feel like I were to have missed, I would want to do things maybe differently or learn from that.
Exactly.
In player evaluation, what have you learned from this year?
So he's trying to blame players. So he's trying to say, okay, because I guess in the Champ Bailey interview, he was saying that he didn't get the talent that he wished he could have got. He didn't get the Louis luggage that he told everybody that he boasted that he was bringing into Colorado. He was bringing in his Louis. So everybody need to hit the portal, right? Now you going to Champ Bailey. Well, I didn't bring the Louis. I brought the Fooey. I brought the Fooey. Okay. And he blamed it on the players. See, again, no accountability. He's the main corporate of them looking the way they look. This is just ridiculous. And so now he's asking them, all right, since you struck out on your player evaluation or your assessment of players in the transfer portal, what have you learned new this time as you get ready for the transfer portal to open and recruit kids again? What would you do differently so you won't miss this time? Let's listen to what he got to say.
That's on us. That's on us.
And I appreciate that honesty for sure.
Yeah.
And I guess the reason why I bring that up is because I'm curious. I mean, putting myself in that position, if I feel like I were to have missed, I would want to do things maybe differently or learn from that.
Exactly.
In player evaluation, what have you learned from this year?
God, I can't say what I want to say.
Appreciate it.
Let me try to give it to you.
You know how many times he always say that? You know how many times he say, I can't say what I want to say, but didn't he just say he's brutally honest with us? You see how fast he lied? Didn't he just say, man, I'm brutally honest with y'all. I tell y'all everything, right? I tell you, man, I'm going to tell it like it is. And then next question, very next question. Oh, man, let me see how. I can't say what I want to say. So, are you brutally honest, or you can't say what you want to say? Which one?
I want to do things maybe differently or learn from that.
Exactly.
In player evaluation, what have you learned from this year?
God, I can't say what I want to say.
Appreciate it.
Let me try to give it to you in a way I can say it.
Oh, okay. Should call it lie.
I know what I want. I know what I should see. And this year I'm going to see it. That's the best way I can place it to you. I'm going to see it. No ifs and buts about it. I'm going to see what I
know what I want. I know what I want to see. And I'm going to see it. This boy right here. Boy, you some kind of stupid. You thank God for your football abilities. Because you are some kind of stupid.
I want to see.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Great question, my man. You always come up with
Great
something.
answer.
Coach Shane Holcomb, Scobo Sports. It's good to see you. With the transfer portal, becoming this fluid marketplace, recruiting, retention's become new recruiting, right? And so as the season comes to a close these next few weeks, what do those conversations look like with some of those players maybe looking to, take a step away from Colorado?
Well, say the last part again. I'm sorry.
What do those conversations look like with some players looking elsewhere?
Well, you don't know. You gotta. You hate to use the word assume. You gotta kind of predict.
You don't know. You don't want to assume. You got to predict. Keep up.
That you may lose 10 to 12%. You got to predict that at certain positions. You know what you could lose. First of all, we know people that know people that know people, so we know who's talking to who's what. We know that because that's just the way the ball bounces. But we're prepared for everything. It's not like if this happens, that was a surprise. No, it's not. That was a decision that we knew you would make because that's who you are. But also,
that I don't know, chat. Let me know. Is that equal to when he just said at the beginning of the of answering that question? We said you don't know. You. I don't want to use the word assume. Predict, right? Where a kid is basically going to go or who's we going to lose or so and so. You don't know. You start out saying we don't know and we don't want to assume, but you kind of got to predict, project. Well, okay, we might lose this player. He's leaning more towards that way. And then he goes right into saying from we don't know, we got to predict to we know everything. We prepared for it all. This dude is a snake oil salesman. Don't let him fool you. See how he can double talk like that fast? Let me go back just in case you missed it. That's why I slowed it down for you when he started.
What do those conversations look like with some players looking elsewhere?
Well, you don't know. You gotta. You hate to use the word assume. You gotta kind of predict that you may lose 10 to 12%. You got to predict that at certain positions, you know what you could lose. First of all, we know people that know people that know people, so we know who's talking to who, who's what. We know that because that's just the way the ball bounces. But we're prepared for everything. It's not like if this happens, that was a surprise. No, it's not.
We say that every time they get their ass whooped. Oh man, we knew what they was gonna do. Oh man, you think we were surprised by what they did? Oh man, we not surprised. We not fooled. Can't fool us.
That was a decision that we knew you would make because that's who you are. But also, it's decisions that we're going to make because that's who we are. So you got to do what's best for your roster. You got to do what's best for your team, what's best for the players that are very impactful. You got to put something around them to make sure they could blossom, and you got to make sure these coaches have what they need to work with.
Coach,
and we're going to do that. I promise you that.
All right, Brandon Kristoff from Gorilla Sports.
So again, and that's the craziest part to me is that he just sat here and told you how talented they are. Tight end that he feel like is an NFL ready guy. 4, who is a Marion Miller, who's definitely going to be an NFL guy. Sincere Brown, I think he definitely going to. He can fly. He's 6'5". He going to NFL. He's an NFL guy. You got Miller. I think he might even be an NFL guy. Caden Salters, I think he gonna be on somebody's NFL roster. Juju is one day gonna be on some Jordan Seaton. You got players all over the place, and you 3-7. So how much more talent do you need, sir? How much? What do you need? Jeez.
I have two quick ones for you. First is, we know it's a question of when, not if, but can you take us in the emotions of Shedeur going into the game and just as you're watching it as a dad?
I was in the office alone. I told him this past week that he was going to play. It's going to be one way or another. I thought the Ravens would have played better early on to provoke him getting in. I didn't want him to get in by injury because
no, wait. You just said you told him he was gonna play one way or another. Meaning either oh wow. Hold on.
I'm fond of Dylan and I want him to be successful as well, but
no way you're fine. See, that's another lie. Man, listen, please stop doing the Christian. Please stop saying God anything. Please. Listen to this again.
Players that are very impactful, you got to put something around them to make sure. I told him this past week that he was going to play. It's going to be one way or another. I thought the Ravens would have played
better. I thought so. It's going to be one way or another, son. It's how you going to play, son. It's the conversation. Dylan Gabriel. Either the Ravens going to be whooping y'all ass and Dylan Gabriel going to be stinking up the joint versus the Ravens, and the Ravens going to be whooping y'all ass so bad that the coach going to have to throw you in because they going to make Dylan Gabriel look poop. It's the only way. These are the – he just said it's either way. So it's either Ravens is whooping y'all ass and Dylan Gabriel stinks, so they got to put you in, or he get his ass rocked and get hurt, and they got to put you in. That's crazy work. When you think about this, this is Mr. Christian Deion Sanders, but he basically preying on Dylan Gabriel's downfall so his son can play. Instead of his son just outplaying Dylan Gabriel for the job. That's crazy work.
Better early on to provoke him getting in. I didn't want him to get in by injury because I'm fond of Dylan and I want him to be successful as well. But I didn't want that to happen. But getting in the way he did, you know, I know there's going to be some inconsistencies of a lot of things because I know football. But I was happy for him just getting the opportunity and running on that field because I know the fight behind the fight. Yeah, if I can say that modestly. I know what's been transpiring behind the curtains. And I'm just proud of him because he's not just saying the right things, he's doing and living the right things. That's just who he is. And I'm glad through trials and tribulations there has been a consistency of the thread that he's been speaking. And just like the things you guys heard for a couple years, that's who he is. And they keep trying to make him out to be somebody else, but he is who he is. He's a Sanders.
And then you said you know some of the names that.
Trials and tribulations. What trials and tribulations? He's a 5th round draft pick. He was a 3-star high school recruit. What kind of trials and tribulations? He was rich all his life.
The administration is looking at. How involved would you like to be? You know, the landscape has changed of what a AD is these days versus what it was, you know, when you were in school. So
right.
How much do you want to be involved in the process as they're narrowing?
I want to coach football and win football games. That's what I want to do. I don't need. I could be involved as much as they want me to. I'm not that kind of guy that I gotta have say. I'm not built like that. Contrary to what anybody would think. I love this game. I love these young men, and I just want this program to be the best it can be. I'm pretty sure they're going to make a wise decision. We have a chancellor and a president that's on their game. They're on their game. They know what they're doing.
Go ahead, Ron Scholes from Ralph Report. Hope you had a good bye week. You spoke a little bit in your opening statement about Jeff Sims and your guys' familiarity with him after that Nebraska game 2023. When you watch the tape of him in this Kenny Dillingham offense, what stands out to you outside of his mobility?
They're using his skill set. They're using his skill set to make sure he's successful, this offense is successful, and they're using him the best way they possibly can and trying to highlight his strengths, not his weaknesses. And they're doing a great job of it. They really are.
Damn, that's crazy. You know that they're doing a great job of highlighting his strengths, but you didn't know how to highlight Caden Salter's strengths?
Two more, Brady. Go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Brady King, Denver 7. You mentioned knowing Shador was going to play. Do you offer him any advice that you'd be willing to share
I'm his
share
dad.
with us?
You know, I'm his dad. So, of course, because I know football and I know him. And
I'm his dad. Okay, we don't know that. Good job, Dad. Good job. He's terrible. You raised the 3-star.
And I know what I see. And I know some stuff behind the curtain. So I offer him not just on the field advice, off the field advice, life advice, because he's going through a lot right now. A lot of stuff is coming at him. And he's doing a great job. Thank God that God prepared him for everything he's dealing with. I mean, I think a lesser man would have crumbled. But he's been built for this. And who else is built for the adversity like he is? Like going into the NFL. I don't think it's too many quarterbacks that are built like that for the adverse situations and not having the best of things to happen around him. I think we've always done that. We've never had the best of anything, you know. I'm set aside lifestyle, lifestyle. I try my best.
Bro. Hey. I see. What's wrong? Somebody check this man's brain. His CTE is killing me right now. His CTE is all over the place. It being shown. This man just, hold on. Did he just act like Shador has been through tough times, never had the best of anything? I gotta hear this one more time. I can't believe what I just heard. I can't believe what this man just said. I'm done.
And they're doing a great job of it. They really are.
Two more, Brady. Go ahead.
I gotta hear this.
Brady King, Denver 7. You mentioned knowing Shador was going to play. Do you offer him any advice that you'd be willing to share
I'm his
share with
dad.
us?
I'm his dad.
You know, I'm his dad. So, of course, because I know football and I know him and I know what I see and I know some stuff behind the curtain. So I offer him not just on the field advice.
No, I offer him advice because I'm his dad. I know football and I know stuff. Okay.
The field advice, life advice, because he's going through a lot right now. A lot of stuff is coming at him, and he's doing a great job. Thank God that God prepared him for everything he's dealing with.
He's going through a lot. He's dealing with a bunch of stuff. He's a 5th round draft pick. He made an NFL roster. He got lucky, and the backup quarterbacks and the real starting quarterback is out with injury when Deshaun Watson. The backup quarterback and Joe Flacco, who was the starter, got replaced and then got traded. So that opened up another not roster spot, but created him to be able to move up the depth chart. And then they got rid of Kenny Pickett, and that got him to move. So look at what he said. He's had it rough. But here goes the 5th rounder. 5th rounders don't even, especially quarterbacks, they usually don't even make the roster. They can get drafted, but after training camp and preseason, nobody usually keeps a 5th round quarterback who's 4th string on the depth chart. But luckily, and God is good for sure, because again, he opened up the door for Shador to be able to move up the depth chart by, things just happening. But again, the coach, I
think a lesser man would have crumbled. But
a lesser man would have crumbled by him. That's nuts.
He's been built for this, and who else is built for the adversity like he is, like going into the NFL?
What kind of adversity has this young man been through? He's born with a silver spoon. His daddy is a legend in football, so well respected all over. His last name alone carries a bunch of weight that goes along with his dad being Deion, right? Never had to worry about nothing financially. Been able to experience more things in life than the normal average kid or even above average kid can experience, especially in football. Him being able to train and learn from Tom Brady at 12, 13 years old, that's insane, right? And you have desires to be a quarterback, and you get to learn from the GOAT because your daddy is who he is. So his adversity, he created a school for Shador to go to that he coached, so he never had to battle for the starting job in high school. He never had to battle for a starting job in college. And so he's never faced adversity, almost never. But here's Deion talking about, you see how he built to be able to face and go through that adversity. Anybody else would have crumbled. Well, what the fuck are you talking about, homie? You gaslighting everybody for what reason, Mr. Christian man?
I don't think it's too many quarterbacks that are built like that for the adverse situations and not having the best of things to happen around him. I think the
best of things to happen around him. Him being born into richness, nigga. Him coming out, his mama and you being his daddy is already him having the best of damn near everything. Who's born into millions? What normal motherfucker's born into riches, nigga? This nigga right here, but I tell you, he hasn't had the best of things
always done that. We've never had the best of anything, you know.
And then to say we've never had the best of anything. And again, when you say Shador hasn't had the best of, now let's say you was talking about rosters or players. Because first of all, you created a private high school for him to play for. That's how rich this nigga is. This nigga created a school for his kids to go to so he can coach them and play for them. But he got the nerve to tell people he hasn't had the best of shit. He coached him since Pop Warner. What do you think his Shador's Pop Warner teams or his little league, whatever you want, Junior American Pop Warner? What do you think Deion Sanders' Pop Warner teams looked like? You think they had the best of uniforms, or you think they had the little measly hand-me-down uniforms? You think they rolled to the game in some of the nicest, probably buses or whatever the case may be, or they went with old Vans? Like what is he talking about? His son has had the best. You think before Deion created the high school for him, what kind of elementary you think Shador went to? You think he went to one in the hood, or he went to a nice ass school? Huh? You went when Shador turned 15, 16 and got his license. You think he was driving a Honda? Or he was what is this dude talking about?
Set aside lifestyle, you know.
And again, roster-wise, he had the best wide receiver in all of college football, the Heisman Trophy winner. So you want to talk about now players? He had the best wide receiver he was throwing to since Jackson State.
Lifestyle, I tried my best to do what a father should do, but when it came to playing on the field, we never had the best of this, the best of that, but we've made the most of this and the most of that. I applaud the young man. I'm just proud of him. I'm proud of him. We're trying to buy a house together right now. That's what we're trying to do. So you know the hiccups in that, because we go back and forth. He wants to master. I say, well, put more in.
What has this got to do with Colorado, too? This is crazy.
Senior day, sorry, switching to your team. Guys like Arden Walker, what will it mean to you just to see them take the field one last time?
Emotional. I don't know how I'm going to act. Arden and all those guys are great, but let's go back to some of the guys that has taken this journey with me the entire time, like Mata, like JB. And, you know, some of these guys, man, that's, you know, to see my little Mata run on the field probably for his last time at home, man, that's tough. JB, you know, because I'm seeing these guys as freshmen, and I saw them come in at Jackson, man, and they bet on me. They bet on me, man. They took a chance on me, and I applaud that. And I pray to God that I have not disappointed them as a man, as a coach, as a leader. Those are
you have
things that make the most sense to me. Because when this game is over, they got to carry these meetings, these talks, these conversations that we've had, and I pray to God that
Hey, listen, I'm really sick of him talking, man. I'm gonna have to cut it short. I know it's more. Y'all go check out the rest of it on Colorado's if y'all want to see more. I'm disgusted by his voice at this point in time. So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, man. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, share, and all that good stuff. It's the Pope. Peace and love.